All right, Facebook, YouTube. Well, I'm finna talk to you about the reality of it's a war, the two weapons that we must understand concerning light and darkness that we, that, that, that determines which side we on is love and lust. I hope you can really see that, and I mean, First John really shows that reality of light and darkness is really determined between if you got lust in your heart or love in your heart. If you got love in your heart, you know what I'm saying, you are on God's side. If you got lust in your heart, you on the dark side, the darkness side. And the thing is, I'm trying to help you understand that, that these forces are against each other. They're enmity. This is the fighting ground of spiritual warfare. That how much love you get in your heart is how much you will go closer to God, and how much lust in your heart is how much you will go closer to Satan, really. And you worship the God of this world, Satan. And that's how the system goes, But I want to show you that love will open you. Open your mind and open your mind, but lust will close your mind. You know what I'm saying? Lust is the purpose of lust is to close your mind. You know what I'm saying? And people are not realizing their mind are too closed into, open your mind up when like, what Romans says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know what I'm saying? That, become a living sacrifice to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That when you renew your mind start opening up. And what was supposed to open up is supposed to open up to information that will expand yourself on the reality of heaven. Expand your reality to heaven. Not so much on earth, but to heaven. In heaven, I told you, it's the ideal reflection of the universe. You know what I'm saying? How the universe is expanded. That heaven can't be measured. The universe can't be measured. And the thing is, you got to parallel that together to understand that we're not supposed to be so much, when we're transformed by the renewing of your mind, our concerns are not supposed to be so much on earth. Our concerns supposed to be on heaven, on God. God is in heaven, and his son that died for us, Jesus Christ, is in heaven too. So our concerns of how we do things on earth should be based upon heaven and not so much on earth, because a lot of people, we're getting involved in these temporal items on this earth, like, we have, and treating them like they're the greatest treasures they ever seen. But that's what, of course, Satan is all about in darkness, making you, turning people into fools, chasing after things that will perish, here today, gone tomorrow. And guess what? You won't perish. People won't perish. We're created temporal. I mean, we're not created temporal, but we were cursed temporal. We're here today, going tomorrow, And the thing is, we're not realizing that, that our mind, that lust, like what King First John says, the lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life. That the pride of life is, hindering. The pride of life is hindering, us to expand our horizons on how we look at the heavens, how we look at the universe, and what's going on there. And that's what people need to understand about the world's Satan's trying to get you so much involved in lust and what you want to do and what you want to do, so you don't expand your horizons upward. He wants to keep it downward, a downward spiral. And the more downward spiral we have, you know what I'm saying, that we don't really figure out what we were made for from upward spiral, that we go up and see what's going on in the things that is concern heaven. And people just not getting that kind of notion that, that's why I all about trying to help y'all to learn the love, so like God says God is love and love is God, that we learn how to love one another and love the Lord. That's why we're supposed to love one another. Love is the universal rule of how to do things. And the thing is, people, door lock, people is supposed to love one another, and they're not trying to see that that's important. But you have to see that is important. Here, you get this. And you got to see that you supposed to love one another. This is crazy, ain't it? And you got to love one another as you love yourself. That is the universal rule, that we go to the universe and not be about, dwelling in a planet that is not going to last that long and just breaking down little by little, so but surely, and people just not getting that because the earth is telling them, oh, get this worldly temporal item, get this worldly temporal item, that's going to keep advertising this, broken down world. But a broken down world is going to, let me see, break down, it's going to break down and not going to be usable anymore, it's going to perish, it's not going to last long. And that's what, you got to understand, come to that understanding with your relationship with God, that that I'm created for forever and not temporal. But here's the thing, God taught me that, to be tried by fire, become pure as gold. That gold is the created for deity, and deity is about God. That a divine God that created concerning deity is, we become more one. But of course, by the trying of our faith, that we become tried by fire. This is in 1 Peter 1:7, that we become pure as gold, that we become made for deity, made for a divine God, that we will be looking at things upward. And of course, y'all know in Corinthians 13, that faith and love go hand in hand, and you gotta have faith in order to love. I mean, how many times we gotta hear about relationships that they're not working out because nobody wants to be faithful for the other person. Nobody wants to be faithful, and you gotta be faithful to have a true relationship with God and not fearful. And if you have fear, things, to me, if you operate in the spirit of fear, everything that you're supposed to desire and have will disappear. And fear is, of course, parallel to, darkness, and darkness parallel to the things of this world and things of the world that, Satan wants you lusting over. You don't have to lift that chair, Sherry. I got it, Sherry. And that's what's up. And we just got to understand that, when we understand our decisions that we make and the influence that we take in life, there is talking about an influence that determines you from being robbed of a temporal, lustful world, or being rewarded, truly rewarded, in a great and forever universe.
Did you see what happened to Southeast yesterday?
No.
We got 40-something.
But the thing is, that's what, happens when, that's what happens when, we need to weigh these things down. The Bible talks about the Lord weighs the heart. We have to learn how to weigh these things. Instead of participating in things, it's time to stop and let's weigh these options. Let's weigh love. Let's weigh lust. Let's weigh this carefully and weigh this in everything, knowing all the information. Yes, this love is about a heavenly, forever existing place. And this lust is about a temporal, perishing, not breaking down, unprosperous world, that's not going to last long. That's killing each other and doing all kind of bad things, filled with confusion and conflict and chaos. Let's weigh these options. Let's weigh the whole thing concerning our hearts, and let's truly make the right decisions based upon the information that is given, and not just participate in activity